and I know, Dr. Ashton, you had some tips on that being the same
Well,
week.
I think, first of all, there's no shame in that game. You don't blame yourself because you could have felt it. But when you hear, you know, the national guidelines are not to recommend for every woman to do their own exams because it has a lot of what we call false positives. But my motto is, if it is attached to your body, you should know what it feels like. And then it's up to us in the medical profession to say that's something to worry about, that's not something to worry about. Feel it. If it's a part of you, get to know it.
One of our producers, and she's been open about it, has gone through the same thing. And she said to all of us, check yourself. And so I was 8 months pregnant. I was in the shower. Only Megan knows the story, but I felt a lump. And I was freaked out. I had Megan feel it. I had another friend feel it. And I went to my OB, and she said, yeah, Megan's good. But my OB said, this seems something more real. You need to go get it checked. So I did the same thing you did, ended up getting a biopsy. 8 months pregnant with twins. Blood. I just remember sitting there, not sure if I was going to have breast cancer and pregnant with twins. I went home to my husband, and luckily it ended up being a fibroid. But I said, never let me complain about anything else again. Never let me complain about the pains of being pregnant. But I have so much sympathy for what you've been through. And what people don't also know is you were they said only get your right one. Or your left one done, right?
Yes.
And you said, no, I want to do both. I want to get a double mastectomy. And then what happened after that?
So yes, my lesions were only detected in the left breast. I had an MRI follow-up after the mammogram and ultrasound, and that actually showed that there was even there was more foci, which is basically floating cancer cells. That was when it went from a lumpectomy recommendation to a unilateral mastectomy, which would mean one breast, the left comes off. I thought about it. This was maybe the most important pause that I took. I spoke to a lot of women through networks, some strangers that said, friends, I have a friend who went through that. You should speak to her. This was so important and critical because what I decided at that moment was totally that I wanted to feel empowered. I wanted to feel beautiful and better than ever after this. I did not want to feel just fine or okay or settle. And so for me, I decided to have the double mastectomy. I had decided to have both off, and at the end, when I got my pathology back, my doctor sat me down and said, you have cancer in your breast. Oh, wow. Your right breast did not show up anywhere on your diagnostic testing. Very, very tiny, but it's invasive carcinoma of both ductal and lobular, and thank God.
You made the right decision without even realizing why.
Joy, I'll never know why. Yes, well, doctors basically informed that any surgery isn't always up to more potential risks, right? Yes, they should tell us that.
You're here.
Yes, and I'm so happy.
And you. Gretta, you're getting the word out. Your husband, Ricky, who we also know and love, and your two boys have been very supportive, of course. And they want to send you a message. So take a look.
Hi, Mom. It's us. It's your crew, the boys and Ellie. And I am just letting you know how much we love you, how much we support you. And personally, these last 6, 7, 8 months, everything you've gone through, I have learned so much from you. Your patience, your courage, always caring about everybody else. You are my favorite person, and I love you. And I was just thinking, when we get through all of this and get to the other side, how nice would it be if we finally had that big wedding we always talked about? Anyway, I actually forgot to feed these kids, so I love you. We're gonna go, but we're always here in your corner, and we're waiting for you right now at home.
All right, I want to answer back. Are you asking me to marry you?
Yes, he is. And Dr.
Our mutual best friend can help you.
There's so much more. There's so much more to Gretta's story, and you can follow her journey on Rachel Ray on October 18th.